It's 2 days after Christmas, and maybe the kids are still opening presents. Slight exaggeration there, but if your family was blessed to have a lot under the tree this season, you may be wondering as a parent or a guardian, what do I do with all the new toys and the old ones? Joining me today to talk about managing expectations and gifts, child development expert and founder of nonprofit Building Our Children, Kendra Morgan. Good morning, Kendra. I hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Good morning. We did. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas.
Definitely we did. And so we have an image, a picture that I want to show folks of just the bullet points, kind of what we're going to be talking about right off the top, just so we can get kind of a roadmap here. And this first one, gift strategies. So Kendra, we received gifts, but then we already had things. What do we do with all the new and old things that are in our homes now?
Yeah. Well, so this is the thing. They get so many gifts, right? And they have old toys and now they have new toys, and it's just a mixture. So the most important thing is to know that if there's too many toys, chances are they're not going to play with anything. So sometimes less is more in this case. We say if there's 4, 5, 6 toys out, they don't know which one to choose, so they just don't choose. So make it simple. 2 or 3, if they received many gifts, I would just pack some of those up, set 2 or 3 out, let them play, and then put those away and bring out new, and kind of just rotate the toys. The old toys that they have, you know what? I say look at the new ones, look at the old. Sometimes those old toys are still really nice toys, and teach them to give back. You can donate them, you can give them to friends, to family. I think it's great to teach children that we don't have to have it all. It's really important to share what we have. But just remember that less is more with toys.
That's so interesting to me, Kendra, when you mentioned about 4, 5, 6 toys. You find that kids just kind of shut down or are overwhelmed with choices, basically?
Yeah, they just get overwhelmed, so they choose not to play at all. And so this is another thing that's really important to remember with toys, is we buy the children these toys, but they're new to them, and sometimes they don't know how to play with the toys. So we have to model the appropriate way to play. So if we give them Legos and they've never had Legos, they don't know what to do with Legos. So we have to sit on the floor or sit at the table with them and show them how to build, or show them how to play with the dollhouse with families, or how to play with cars. I mean, we have to model the way to play, because children, if they don't see it, they don't know how to play. So a lot of times we'll buy those toys and set it out and expect them just to pick it up and play. But a lot of children need it to be modeled so that they know the way to play with those toys.
I wanted to ask too about some lessons that we can teach our children now that they are off, because after all, most kids are going to be off this week, this holiday week. What are some opportunities that we can take to teach our children different lessons?
Yeah, no, I think that brings up a great point. Children don't have a lot of reality skills, so they build really high expectations with Christmas and birthday parties, and then it's all over and they don't know what to do next. And so a lot of children will almost be sad just because the excitement of built up is just over. So I think it's important to realize that most of them are still home. If you have some time off and you get to be with the children, or even if they get to be with grandma or grandpa or a different caregiver, it's the reality of time. Time is precious. So just enjoy it. Christmas lights are mainly still up. Go tour Christmas lights, have hot cocoa, watch family movies, cuddle under a blanket and read books. Just spend time together, because most of the children aren't back at school yet. So the holiday is over, but the time at home is still available, and so take advantage of it.
This last thing that I really wanted to get to is about adjusting New Year's celebration, because of course, as adults, maybe we grew up in the tradition of, okay, we stay up until midnight and watch the TV and the rockin' New Year's Eve and everything. But you said, I think it's so interesting when we were talking over the weekend, kids' concept of time is a lot different than we think.
Yeah, they don't have a concept of time, which is a beautiful thing on New Year's Eve, right? We think they have to stay up till midnight, but most children can't. It throws them off. They get kind of cranky. So I say make the children's New Year's Eve 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right before bedtime. Do the countdown, get the pots and pans out, bang them, yell, scream. 9 o'clock, it's New Year's, it's 2022, and put them to bed. And then you have a couple hours to get ready to really celebrate, but they don't have to stay up till midnight. They have no concept of time. So make it 8 or 9, do the celebration and put them to bed.
That's so interesting. You also mentioned a learning opportunity about popping different balloons with times on them. Could you
Yeah.
explain that real quick?
Yeah, real quick. It's such an easy and fun activity. Go to Walmart, buy some balloons, blow them up, and inside the balloons, you're going to write on a piece of paper, stick it in there, different activities, and it's all free. Like, so you'll write 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock comes, you'll pop the balloon, the activity will fall out, and it'll be like do 10 jumping jacks, 5 push-ups. I mean, it's just activity, fun things. And then at 8 o'clock, you pop the balloon, and maybe it's tell 3 things that you love about yourself and 3 things you love about someone else. So you can type, kindness into it, compliments. You can keep physical activity going. But each hour you pop the balloon, it keeps the children engaged and active, busy, makes the time go by. Celebrate it at 8 o'clock, put them to bed, and then you had a great night with them.
That is wonderful advice. Kendra Morgan, thank you so much. Have a happy new year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.